Donald Trump mocks Joe Biden by claiming last year's turkey pardon was totally invalid due to alleged auto pen use. Donald Trump couldn't help but make a dig at Joe Biden during this year's turkey pardon at the White House. The president hosted the annual event on Tuesday, November 25th, but before he introduced 2025's recipients, he announced he was making another pardon for last year's turkeys, claiming Biden used an auto pen for the pardons, making them totally invalid. The turkeys known as Peach and Blossom last year have been located, and they were on their way to be processed, he stated, according to an outlet. But I have stopped that journey and I am officially pardoning them, and they will not be served as Thanksgiving dinner. The auto pen debacle has been a fixation of Trump's, as he alleged the former commander-in-chief used it to sign executive orders. After cracking the joke, the father of five introduced this year's pardoned birds, Gobble and Waddle. When I first saw their pictures, I was going to call them Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, but then I realized I wouldn't be pardoning them. I would never pardon those two people, he declared. I wouldn't care what Melania told me, he added of his wife, who was in attendance at the event. My more enthusiastic staffers were already drafting the paperwork to ship Gobble and Waddle straight through the terrorist confinement center in El Salvador, and even those birds don't want to be there, Donald added. The 46th president of the United States has already shot down Donald's accusations, doing so as recently as this June. Let me be clear, I made the decisions during my presidency. I made the decisions about the pardons, executive orders, legislation, and proclamations. Any suggestion that I didn't is ridiculous and false, Joe stated after he was accused of using an auto pen because of rumored cognitive decline. Joe labeled the businessman's call for an investigation as nothing more than a distraction by the president and congressional Republicans, who are working to push disastrous legislation that would cut essential programs like Medicaid and raise costs on American families, all to pay for tax breaks for the ultra-wealthy and big corporations. Nonetheless, Donald wouldn't let go of the situation, replacing Joe's photo on his presidential Walk of Fame with an image of an auto pen and his signature,